Why would anyone tape their mouth while sleeping? What if I told you the secret to more energy, better sleep, and maybe even a sharper jawline was just a piece of tape? It's the viral trend that has thousands of people taping their mouths shut every night. And yeah, it sounds completely unhinged and honestly a little terrifying. You've probably seen the posts and the videos with their almost cult-like devotion. But what is actually going on here? Is this a genuine health revolution, or is it a dangerous social media myth? Today, we're separating the real science of nasal breathing from the risky business of mouth taping. By the end, you'll know for sure if this is a biohack worth trying or a hazard you need to avoid. Section 1. The problem you don't know you have. So let's start with the why. Why on earth is anyone doing this? It all boils down to a problem a lot of us have without even knowing it. We're mouth breathers when we sleep. You might be thinking, I'm breathing, I'm alive, what's the big deal? But how you breathe at night can change everything. Ever wake up with a dry, sticky mouth? That's a classic sign. Find your pillow is a little damp in the morning? That's another one. And that nagging feeling of being exhausted even after a full night's sleep? That could be the biggest clue of all. Chronic mouth breathing isn't just a small quirk. When you breathe through your mouth, you're dragging in raw, unfiltered, dry air that can irritate your airways and set off a domino effect of problems. For some, it causes snoring that drives their partners up the wall. For others, it can lead to bad breath and even a higher risk of cavities. And this is where the online trend really gets its hooks in. Influencers and biohackers take these common issues and crank up the volume. They connect that nightly mouth breathing to your biggest frustrations, the lack of energy that kills your productivity, the brain fog that steals your focus, and yes, the fear that mouth breathing is messing with your facial structure. Suddenly, that simple habit of sleeping with your mouth open feels like the source of all your problems. And if the fix is just a piece of tape, it sounds almost too good to be true. Section 2. The why. Nasal breathing is your body's superpower. To get why people are so obsessed with stopping mouth breathing, you have to understand why breathing through your nose is just so much better. Your body was literally designed for it. Think of your nose as this incredibly advanced built-in purification system for the air you breathe. First, your nose is a filter. The tiny hairs inside, the cilia, trap dust, allergens, and other gunk, stopping it from getting into your lungs. Your mouth has zero defense like that. Second, your nose warms and humidifies the air. Sucking in cold, dry air through your mouth is a shock to your sensitive lungs. Your nose, though, acts like a perfect humidifier, making sure the air reaching your lungs is at the right temperature and moisture level, which is way less irritating. But the real magic, the part that has the health world buzzing, is a molecule called nitric oxide. Your nasal passages produce this gas, and when you breathe through your nose, you carry it down into your lungs. Why is that a big deal? Nitric oxide is a vasodilator, meaning it helps relax and open up your blood vessels. This allows your body to absorb more oxygen from the air you breathe. It also has protective effects, helping to fight off bacteria and viruses. When you breathe through your mouth, you get almost none of this incredible benefit. So the principle is solid. Nasal breathing is cleaner, more efficient, and just plain healthier. The logic, then, is that if you can force your body to do it all night long, you should unlock some major benefits. And that's where the tape comes in. Section 3. The how. Enter mouth tape. This is the tool at the center of the storm. Mouth tape. The idea couldn't be simpler. You place a small piece of special, skin-safe tape over your lips to create a gentle reminder for your mouth to stay closed. This encourages your body to default to nasal breathing while you sleep. Now, we are not talking about sealing your mouth with duct tape. Please do not ever do that. The products actually designed for this are usually made from hypoallergenic, breathable materials that are easy to take off. Some are tiny strips that sit on your lips, others are shaped to fit more comfortably. The promise is that this cheap, simple tool can retrain your body to fix its breathing. It's sold as a direct solution that unlocks all those nasal breathing benefits: better oxygen, deeper sleep, and an end to snoring and dry mouth. It's such a straightforward fix for a complex problem, which is exactly why it's gone viral. But does taping your mouth shut actually work? Okay. We're about to hit the most important part: the science, the myths, and the real dangers you need to know about. If you're finding this useful and want more videos that cut through the health hype, do me a favor and hit that like button and subscribe. It tells me you want more of this, and it really helps out the channel. Now let's see what the evidence says. Section 4. The but. Fact versus fiction and serious dangers. This is where we have to hit the brakes. The benefits of nasal breathing are well established. The benefits of mouth taping, however, that science gets real murky. real fast. Let's look at what the research actually shows. The best evidence we have for mouth taping is for helping with snoring and mild obstructive sleep apnea, OSA. A few small studies, like one from 2022, found that taping the mouth helped people with mild OSA snore less and have fewer breathing interruptions. In that study, their apnea score was cut nearly in half, which sounds amazing. But, and this is a big but, these were tiny studies, often without control groups, focusing only on mild cases. A recent systematic review of all the research concluded that the overall quality of evidence is poor, and most studies showed no significant clinical benefit. So while it might help some people snore a bit less, the wilder claims are mostly just stories. More energy, less brain fog. That's probably just a side effect of slightly better sleep, not a direct result of the tape. And the chiseled jawline? There is zero scientific evidence that mouth taping will change your face shape as an adult. Those changes are linked to chronic mouth breathing when you're a kid, as your bones are still developing. Now for the dangers, because they are very real. The most obvious risk is blocking your own airway. If you have any trouble breathing through your nose, from a cold, allergies, a deviated septum, anything, taping your mouth shut is incredibly dangerous. Your body might be breathing through your mouth for a good reason. It can't get enough air through your nose. Forcing your mouth closed could lead to a drop in oxygen, or in a true worst-case scenario, suffocation. This is exactly why most studies on this topic exclude anyone with nasal congestion. This leads to the biggest red flag: undiagnosed sleep apnea. Sleep apnea is a serious condition where your airway collapses while you sleep, causing you to stop breathing. Mouth breathing is often a key symptom. If you have moderate to severe sleep apnea and tape your mouth, you're closing off your body's emergency escape hatch. You could make the condition so much worse. This is why major expert groups, like the American Academy of Sleep Medicine, do not recommend mouth taping. Other side effects are less scary, but still a problem, like skin irritation from the tape, anxiety from the restricted feeling, or your sleep getting worse simply because it's uncomfortable. The science is thin, and the risks are real. This is not a harmless wellness trend you should just try for fun. Section 5. The solution with a dose of reality. So what do? We know the goal: nasal breathing is a good one. It's the method that's risky and flawed. Mouth taping isn't a magic fix. It's a tool, and a hazardous one at that, which doesn't solve the root cause of why you're breathing through your mouth in the first place. Here's a much smarter and safer approach. First, figure out why you're mouth breathing. Go talk to a doctor or a sleep specialist. They can check for serious issues like sleep apnea or find out if something is physically blocking your nose. This is the single most important thing you can do. If you don't have a serious condition and just want to encourage nasal breathing, there are safer things to try first. Nasal strips. These are external strips that gently pull your nostrils open, which can make breathing through your nose feel way easier and more natural. Breathing exercises. Practices from yoga or methods like Buteyko can train you to breathe through your nose during the day, which often carries over into the night. Myofunctional therapy. Think of this as physical therapy for your mouth and tongue. A therapist can give you exercises to strengthen the muscles that help keep your mouth closed naturally while you sleep. If after seeing a doctor, you are still set on trying mouth tape, please be extremely careful. Wear it for a few minutes while you're awake to see how it feels. Make sure you can breathe comfortably through your nose without any sense of panic or feeling starved for air. Only use purpose-made porous mouth tape, and if you feel any anxiety or discomfort, take it off immediately. Conclusion. The mouth taping trend is a perfect example of how a small piece of scientific truth can be blown up by hype and dangerous oversimplification. The core idea that nasal breathing is better for you is 100% correct. Your nose is an amazing filter that warms, humidifies, and enriches the air with that vital nitric oxide. However, taping your mouth shut is a risky and unproven shortcut to get there. While a few small studies hint it might reduce mild snoring, the evidence is weak and the potential for harm is huge, especially if you have undiagnosed sleep apnea or a blocked nose. And the claims about getting a better jawline just aren't backed by science. Instead of reaching for the tape, the best path is to understand the root cause of your breathing habits. Talk to a professional. Explore safer options like nasal strips or breathing exercises. The goal is to make nasal breathing feel natural, not to force it against your body's will. So, why would anyone tape their mouth shut? Because they're chasing the very real, very powerful benefits of breathing the way our bodies were designed to. But the method matters. Always put your safety ahead of a viral trend. What do you think? Have you tried mouth taping? Share your experience in the comments below. But let's keep the conversation safe and responsible. And if you want to learn more about the science of sleep, check out our other videos. Thanks for watching and breathe easy.